Hello, children. I hope you all are doing well. And today we are again with a new chapter in your Honeydew book, English Literature. And this is chapter number 8, A Short Monsoon Diary. So, let me also tell you the Short Monsoon Diary is actually the compilation um, uh, from the diary of Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is a great writer and poet, and it's a compilation from the diary of Ruskin Bond. And what Ruskin Bond has written in his diary in the season of monsoon, every day he used to pen down something or the other, and that's diary is about. And this chapter is all about his from his diary. So let's read, okay? Do you know what the diary is? It is a record of personal experience written day after day over a long period of time. So, as I explained you, what the diary is, underline this, children. This question might come. Okay. So, what is a diary? A diary is a personal record of experience written day after day. Means every single day it is when it is written for a long period of time. That's called a diary. You can also use a diary to note down things you plan to do immediately or in future. So that's how you can maintain the records in the diary also. Okay. Excuse me. One of the most famous diaries published as a book is the Diary of Anne Frank. So there is also this book is very famous, which is called the Diary of Anne Frank, and in which the writer Anne Frank has written a complete diary for years, and that was published in the form of a book. Okay, here are the few extracts of Ruskin Bond's diary, in which he portrays the silent miracle of nature and life's little joy and regrets. So read on. So he's portraying means he is expressing or he is writing the beauty of nature. The miracles means the magic of nature. It's good thing and it's bad thing also. I mean, regrets means sadness. What is sad about nature and what is happy about nature. That's what he has expressed in the diary. So on 24th of June, excuse me, 24th of June, what the writer has written here, what Ruskin Bond writes about that particular day. The first day of monsoon mist. Mist means it's like a foggy thing which looks hazy, means not very clear. So the atmosphere when you see is not very clear and it's like misty or hazy, and that's where it's the first day of that monsoon. And it's strange how all the birds fall silent and as the mist comes climbing up the hills. Perhaps that's what makes the mist so melancholy. So the writer is telling that when the clouds come down and it's misty and foggy, and the birds, it's not sunny and bright and pleasant. The birds become very silent, and that's why it's kind of a very gloomy weather. Gloomy means very sad and very melancholy to the birds. They are not too happy, and things are not very clearly visible, and it's because it makes people feel very sad and things like that. Okay, so that's like feeling of sadness. Not only does it conceals the hills, it blankets them in silence too. It conceals means it covers up the hill. Um, when there are no clouds down, it is the hills looks very beautiful, the pastures look very beautiful, the grasslands look very beautiful and colorful. But when this mist means clouds comes down, nothing is visible, nothing is seen, and that's where it becomes a kind of a sad weather. The birds are not chirping, and it's very silent and quiet. Only an hour ago, trees were ringing with bird songs, and now the forest is deathly still as though it were midnight. So when I mean it's heavy rain time, and the birds know now that the rain is coming heavily, so they go and hide in the branches of the trees, and they are quiet and silent, waiting for the rain to come and go so that they can again fly. So the atmosphere becomes very heavy and gloomy, and deathly means as if someone have died, as that kind of a quietness, that kind of a silence. So birds songs is not heard, the beauty of nature is not heard, and all these things are happening. Through the mist, Biju is calling to his sister. I can hear him running about on the hillside, but I cannot see him. So, Biju is some character or some person whom the writer Ruskin Bond knows, and he said, in that mist, Biju is calling her sister, and he is going towards the hillside. I can see him running, but I cannot see him, hear him running. I mean, he can hear him running, he can hear the sound of him running towards the hillside, but because of the mist, because of the fog, he cannot see him. Now, on 25th of June, what Ruskin Bond has wrote, some genuine early monsoon rain, warm and humid, and not that cold, high altitude. Altitude means the height. Okay, high altitude means very high. High altitude stuff we've been having all year. The plant seems to know it too, and the first cobra lily, if you can see the picture here, that is the, doesn't that look like a cobra? That is called a cobra lily, okay? Cobra lily rears its head from the ferns as it walks up to the bank of post office. As it walks up to the bank of post office. The mist affords a certain privacy. The schoolboy asked me to describe the hill station and valley in one sentence, and all I could say was a paradise that might have been. So this is what the writer is explaining in this paragraph, and that some genuine early monsoon rain, and it was like, because early rain was there, it was a summertime, and after summertime comes the rain time, so it was hot, and because of rain it became humid means full of moisture, and it is not that cold on high altitude. So even on the high altitude it is not that much cold, which generally used to be cold and have been all year. So the plant seems to know it too, and plants also know that it is not too cold, and they are also still blossoming. And there is one lily which comes out, and the ferns. I walk up when all these ferns are coming out in small little ferns. This Ruskin Bond says that I walk up to the bank and post office. So I went to the bank of some beautiful stream or a river, and he also walked towards the post office. The mist affords the certain privacy, and mist affords a certain privacy means he was not clearly visible. Okay, there was certain kind of a privacy, means things were not very visible, so things were still misty. Then a schoolboy, he asked Ruskin boy to describe how the paradise looked like, and Ruskin Bond described only in one word how the paradise looked like is the paradise that might have been. Okay, he said, no, the boy asked Ruskin Bond how the hill station looked like. So Ruskin Bond said it might, a paradise that might have been. It might be like a paradise which was there. The rain have heralded. Now, heralded means announced or brought the news. Okay, the rain had heralded the arrival of some seasonal visitors. Now, who are the seasonal visitors? So, with the rain, some seasonal visitors, he has brought the news of some seasonal visitors, and these are leopards, several thousand leeches. Leech, you know what leech is? That sucks blood, the worm-like creature. Yesterday afternoon, the leopard lifted the dog from the from near the servants' quarter below the school. In the evening, it attacked one of Biju's sky, but fled at the approach of Biju's mother, who came screaming imprecation. Okay, so imprecation means curses. So what happened? He's telling that with the rain, it has also brought the news of some visitors like leopards, who are the prey animals, and many leeches came out. Not just the leeches came out. The Ruskin Bond also heard that a leopard had took the dog. Before taking the dog, or before attacking on the dog, he went to the quarter and he tried to attacked the cow. He tried to prey on the cow, but his Biju's mother came out cursing. Imprecation means he came out cursing and screaming. So with that sound, the leopard ran away. As for leeches, I shall soon get used to a little bloodletting every day. So because the writer is saying little bloodletting means what leeches do, they crawl on your leg and they suck the blood. So, and they crawl so silently that one cannot know. So that is what the writer is saying, that I have to become a little used to that. Every day I will let little bit of blood go when the leech crawls on the leg and suck its blood. Other new arrival are the scarlet minivets. The female are yellow. Scarlet minivets means a bright red color bird like a cuckoo, and they are bright red color birds like a cuckoo, and the females are beautiful, but the females are yellow color. The males are a red color and the females are yellow color. Flitting, silent. Flitting means flapping their wings silently among the leaves like brilliant jewels. So when the group of these birds, yellow and red, bright red and bright yellow color birds, flip their wings in the tree, they look very beautiful, like beautiful jewels on the tree. No matter how leafy the tree, these bright colored birds cannot conceal themselves. Although they, by remaining absolutely silent, they sometimes contrive to go unnoticed. So even if they are very silent and try to hide themselves, but their bright color does not let them go unnoticed. They still look so bright and beautiful that they are still visible. Okay. Along comes the pair of drongos, unnecessarily aggressive, chasing the minivets away. So drongos are other type of birds which are chasing these minivets away. The songbirds which are with the stout bills. These are the drongos. If you see here, here the drongos, scarlet, minivet, all the meanings are given in the glossary, so you can understand with that. Okay. So they come and chase these minivets away, and they flitter their wings and they go away from the trees. The tree creeper moved rapidly to the trunk of the oak tree. So the creeper means the vine, a kind of a tree which curls round the oak tree and snapping up insects all the way. Now that the rain are here, there is no dearth of food for the insectivorous birds. So this is what the writer is saying, that now that rain is here, so for all the birds who eat insectivorous birds, the birds who eat insects, there is no dearth. Dearth means there is no lack of anything. They have ample of insects to eat and to feed on. So here ends the first part. Let's begin the second part. Now it is so far we were reading what writer has written in the month of June. Now we are going to read what writer has written in the month of August. All night the rain has been drumming on the corrugated tin roof. Corrugated tin roofs means corrugated means which has fissures and how can I explain you that? Which has fissures and up and down, up and down, up and down, kind of corrugated. That's called corrugated, which is not smooth. So the rain has been drumming means when the raindrops fall on the tin roof, obviously it will make tin tam kind of a sound. That's what writer is saying. The rain has been drumming. There has been no storm, no thunder, just a steady swish of tropical downpour. It helped me to lie awake. At the same time, it doesn't keep me from sleeping. So because of that sound which is drumming, because rain is dropping on the roof and its sound is very high pitched, so it is helping the writer Ruskin Bond to stay awake. But at the same time, it is also, he's telling the pros and cons that I can stay awake, but he wants to sleep and he is unable to sleep. So the rain is keeping him away from the sleep because of that noise when the rain is coming down. So now coming on to on August 3rd, what he's writing, the rain stops. So on August 3rd, there are no rains. The cloud begin to break up, and those rainy clouds begin to go away. Break up means they are now becoming rare, not dense. The sun strikes the hill on my left. The woman is chopping up sticks. I hear the tinkle of cowbells. In the oak tree, a crow shakes the raindrop from his feathers, and the cows disconsolately, and the cows disconsolately means unhappily. Water drips from the leaking drain pipe, and suddenly, clean and pure, the song of the whistling thrush smirch like a dark sweet secret from the depth of the ravine. So what he's explaining is that on August 3rd, the clouds are now going away, and it's beginning to be sunny. And sun comes out and he can see the sun. And on a woman, he can also see a woman chopping the sticks. Sticks means wood. And he can hear the tinkling cowbells of the cow. The crow is sitting on the oak tree, and when he flaps its wings, the water drops comes down. The cows are not that happy, but he can also see some water dripping from the drain pipes, and because of that it's clean and pure now. And then he heard the song of a thrush emerging like a dark sweet secret. Suddenly a song emerges from the valley, some song of a bird or thrush emerging from the valley in that area. So then August 12th, endless rain and the permanent mist. We haven't seen the sun for 8 or 9 days, everything damp and soggy. On August 12th, he's again saying there is endlessly rain, and for 8-9 days they have not seen any sun. It's very damp. Damp means very dark and moist and humid, and very soggy means flabby. So that's what it looks like. Nowhere to go. There is no place to go. Pace the room, look out the window at few bobbing umbrellas. At least it isn't cold. So he's saying we are pacing the rain with a few bobbing umbrellas means while rain is coming down, we are trying to hide underneath the umbrellas, but at least it is not so cold. Although it's raining, it's not that cold. The hillside are lush, and late monsoon flowers begin to appear: wild balsams, dahlias, begonias, and ground orchids. So he's saying that now the hillside is lush green. Lush means lush green. It's greenery all over, and you can see the wildflowers, hilly wildflowers, which are beginning to bloom. And the name of wildflowers is what he has given: balsams, dahlias, begonias, and ground orchids. So this is what he is trying to explain. On August 31st, what he is writing is, it is the last day of August and the lush monsoon growth has reached its peak. So lush monsoon growth means monsoon is at its peak, and it's lush. Lush means full of greenery, full of flowers, and full of beauty. Okay, is the seeds of the cobra lily turning red, signifies that the rain are coming to an end. So when these seeds of cobra lily, which he describes in the month of June, he has described this cobra lily in the month of June. Now that is ripening, and the seeds have developed, and those seeds are ripening and turning red. When these seeds are turning red, that means it is the rain is coming to end. It is the end of the rain. So in few days the ferns will start turning yellow, but right now they are still firm, green, and upright. And now he's saying now it's the time that winter will start arriving. After this rain, the winter will start arriving, and the ferns will start turning yellow. Whenever there is a winter, it starts turning yellow. But at present, they are still upright. They are still hard. They can still stand by their own, and they are still green. Ground orchids, mauve lady slippers, and the white butterfly orchids put on the fashion display on the grassy slopes of the Landur. So, Landur means the landscape. So, on the grassy slope, on the beautiful landscape, which is beautiful, lush green, all these type of flowers which he is describing, what are the flowers? Ground orchids, mauve lady slippers, and the white butterfly orchids. They are like a fashion display on the ground, on that lush green landscapes. Means they are so beautiful. Wild dahlias, red, yellow, and magenta rear their heads from the rocky surface where they have taken hold. So, a rocky surface means surface is a narrow opening from or crack in the rock. So, even from the rocks, these beautiful flowers are popping up. Why? Because they have gained the moisture from the rain, and whatever seeds were flew because of the wind and get into these cracks or surface. Now they have gained the moisture, and because of the moisture, they are popping up. And because they are popping up, they are looking beautiful, and they are now blooming or blossoming. Snakes and rodents flooded out of their holes and burrows take shelter in roofs, attics, and godowns. So, because of the rain, all these creatures like rodents means squirrel, mongoose, rats. These are called rodents. Okay. So these creatures lives in burrow in the ground, but because of the rain, their burrows are flooded. So they have come out, and now they are taking shelter. Where they are taking shelter? In the roofs. In the roofs. Attis means the space between the ceiling and the roof. That is called attis. And godowns. Godowns, you know what? Where you store the things. A shrew weak of eyesight blunder about the room, much to the amusement of the children. So, if you make a blunder with the weak eyesight, and if you are unable to see those, it will be really amusing for the children. Like rodents and animals like rodents will be amusing, but the animals like snakes will be very dangerous. So have to be very careful. That's what the writer is trying to say. Don't kill it, admonishes their grandmother. Chachundars are lucky. They bring money. So, so chachundar, as I told you, chachundar means mice or mouse. They are lucky. And what grandmother says that do not kill them because they bring money. Okay. And sure enough, I received a check in the mail, not a very large one, but welcome, all the same. So, your writer is saying yes, that writer is agreeing with this idiom or the proverb that chachundars are lucky. And he said that yes, I received a small amount of it. It was not too big check, but I still received money. So something is there in the saying. That is what he's trying to explain. Now, on October 3rd, we have gone straight from monsoon into winter rain, snow at higher altitude. Now it is October, and now from monsoon it is becoming cold. So it is winter on the higher altitude, means on the higher side of the hills. After an evening hailstorm, the sky and hills are suffused with a beautiful golden light. Suffused means completely absorbed with a beautiful golden sunlight. So the rain came and the rain went off, and the hailstorm means those big ice cubes from the sky. They came up and they went off, and immediately after that there was again the clouds were disappeared, and the sun came out and it was beautiful golden light across the valleys. So now it is after October 3rd, it is January 26th. The writer, winter rain in the hill, in the hushed silence of the house when I am quite alone and my friends who was here and my friend who was here has gone. It is very lonely, very quiet as I sit in the liquid silence, a silence within. So it is January now, and there is a slight winter rain in the hills. And he said, the writer is saying that now I am very quiet because I cannot go out and it's winter. And one of his friend came and he went, and after that he is sitting in silence. He has no one to talk, and so he's surrounded with the rhymes of the rain. So, and liquid silence means no one to talk, just a quietness, a peacefulness. So that is what he's calling a liquid silence. With this, what is also happening at the same time, that is a rhythm of rain, the steady drift of water on leaves, on the lemons, on roofs, drumming on drenched dahlia. Drenched means which is completely oozing, means soaked dahlias and window panes. So the water is still there is still a little bit of water, which is called a winter rain. It is January, and during winter also it's raining little bit, and the rain is, he is explaining the beauty that it is drifting from the leaves. The dahlias are completely wet in it, drenched in it, or wet in it, and it is also making noise on the window pane when it's coming there, and on the roof also. While the mist holds the house in the dark caress, as I pause near a window, the rain stops and starts again. So, what he's trying to say here is, while the mist holds the house in the dark caress. Dark caress means care. So, when this is happening in the dark, and there is care, very careful thing happening, he pauses. The writer is moving inside the dark house, and the writer is trying to see out from the window, and he says, for a moment rain stops and then it again starts. So rain pauses and again starts, and the trees no longer green, but grey, menace me with their loneliness. Menace means threatens me. Now the trees are no longer green because winter is coming. So what happens, children, actually is when in the cold places, what we call a fall, that comes in the that doesn't come after the springtime, but it comes in the before the winter time. That is called a fall season or an autumn season. So he is describing that autumn has been approaching now, and the leaves of the trees are no more green. They are gray color, and they are about to fall because it will be very cold after some time. And this is what making threatening the writer, because he does not like the gloomy winter. He liked that beautiful summer and lush green grounds and landscapes and things like that. Now it's March. So March 23rd, what he's writing, late March, end of winter. So it's late March, it's end of winter and the beginning of spring. The blackest cloud I have ever seen squatted over Missouri. Missouri is a place, a hill station in North India, as you all know. Missouri, sorry, not Missouri, it's Missouri. And then it hailed marble for half an hour. It hailed means there was a hailstorm, means the snow and ice came down, and for half an hour it continued. Nothing like a hailstorm to clear the sky, and after that hailstorm the sky was clear. Even as I write, I see a rainbow forming, and even when he's writing this piece of writing in his diary, he is observing while he is writing there is a rainbow which is popping up. So this is all the chapter all about, is it's giving the complete description of the diary of time to time, June, August, October, January, March, everything. So that's the chapter all about. Hope you like the chapter, children, and we'll do the question and answers later on.
And till then, thank you.